everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Tic Tac Toe tutorial. And today we are looking into the main function. Yesterday we went into all the functions that we have to use in our code, and now we integrate them in our main function so we can actually run our program. And we start right away. First we need our main function, and in it we create our first variable, and it will be int move. We use this integer to define our numbers in our vector, that the program knows what position we want to use or address to. And now we need a second variable. It is a constant integer, and we call it num squares. This is for the squares that we use for our tic-tac-toe game, and this equals to 9 squares that we are using. And now we also have to include our vector for our characters. As we know, we call this board, and in it we have to declare that we have our 9 numbers. That means we write num squares in it, and it has also to know that all of them have to be empty, and we defined empty already up here in our global variable, that it knows it's just a space that we want to insert into it. And now we can implement our first function. We integrate our introduction function because the player first has to know what he has to do, and we insert this here. And then we can continue to say we need to know who is the human and who is actually the computer, and we have to define them. And now we set human to human piece because we want to know which piece the human plays, and we define this in our function human piece. And now we also need the definition for computer, and this will be opponent, our function that we created. And important thing, we have to include human, and this is necessary because if human is the circle, it will say okay, then the opponent is the X, and if human is the X, that it knows the opponent is the circle, and we defined it up here with our character, the piece. And before we go further, we also have to include the character turn, and we define it to X, and that is because we have to say who is on the turn, and we want to start with the character X because X or the cross is always the better choice in tic-tac-toe. And just because we can, we are going to display our board, and we are showing the player that our board at the moment is empty. And with that we can continue to our while loop, our main while loop in our program, and we say if we have a winner, and we have a function for this, and we made in this function some definitions for when the circumstances are right that you are the winner, and we make this equal to no one, because as long no one has won the game, winner will not be equal with no one, and the while loop will continue. And this no one return will be in the winner function at the bottom. That only if the circumstances are not right, this will be executed. And now we have to make an if statement to declare who goes first, and that is what we defined up here. If the turn is equal to human, or human is also X or the circle, the human can make his turn. Otherwise, the computer, for else we define, that's enough for it, the computer will run his thing. And if the human has its move, we have our human move function, and when we do that, we ask for a number on our board. It means the number from 0 to 8 because that's in our board, and for the human. And when we have done this, we have to say our board that it has to put our number into the place where we want to move it, and we declare it to human so it knows if it has to be a circle or a X. And for the computer we have to do the exact same. We can even copy this down here and just change what we need. We say we have here the computer move. Then we need this human to change to computer, so it knows it always has to be X or circle. And with this it will be fine. Either human is the circle or computer is the circle or the X. And when our if and else statement are done, we can copy that up here and paste it down here to display our board at the moment. And then we have to actually change whose move is in the next turn, and for that we say the turn is equal to the opponent. And in our function opponent we just defined who is human, and for this is X, and in our opponent function it will just turn them, and from a X it turns to a circle, and then the program can run for our circle. And with all that, our program works fine. We just have to say when the winner has actually won, and for that we have our announce winner function, and we declare our winner function because we defined in here who wins, and with all our declaration that it can look who has actually won, and we have to declare it to the board. And very important, we have to include our computer and our human, that it can actually say who has won, and that it is declared. And with that, our program is, or our main function, the program has to be made, all the separate functions, but for the main function this is done, and we just have to say return 0 and our program ends. And that's it for our video today. I hope you learned something or had some fun watching it. And with that, I say bye.